remember, I love wisdom, or at least I try to keep wisdom as my goal, because it's not just science, it's not just logic, but it's also not just emotion. It's a balance of both. Wisdom is understanding and respecting, human emotion, intuition, and creativity. But it also understands and respects science, collecting data, studying it, realism. And so the marriage of emotion and science is wisdom. And delusion is the separation of the two. Never forget it. Well, you should try to enjoy your life. Life can be hard enough, so anything you can do within a healthy, positive, structured manner to make your life more enjoyable, you should try to do. Now, living out of your vehicle may or may not be fun depending on your individual circumstance and if you're choosing to do so or if you're not choosing to do so. Obviously, if you don't want to live in your car, it's never going to be fun because you're forced to do it and you have a resentment and you have a desire not to do it. Certainly, your mind could change when you find out it's not all bad, and living in a car, especially in a semi-modern car with the technology, the conveniences, the mobility, the ability to make income with a car, DoorDash, Uber, Instacart, it's not that bad. You don't have a landlord, you don't have a mortgage, you don't have fixed neighbors. There's a lot of fun to live in your car. Certainly, you know that if you're choosing to live in your car based on your individual circumstance and you want to try to get ahead or you want to try to move and you want this lifestyle, this nomadic lifestyle, which gives you a lot of freedom, a lot of flexibility, and a lot of fun, why not? I'm in that second category. I wanted to change my life, move from New Jersey to Florida. I wanted to experience a life without a level of high responsibility. I was fortunate where I bought my house. I bought a condo when I was 22 and had it for about 15 years. And it was a heavy responsibility. In one sense, it was good because it pushed me to advance my career, and you learn a lot, and I enjoyed it. There were certain parts of it I enjoyed, especially when you're younger. You're more social. You want to have people over, and you want to, and it gets you out of your parents' house. It pushes you. So, but also the day I sold my house was a big relief. It was a little scary, I'm not going to lie. When you sell your house and you have nowhere to go, you're not going to a rental, you're not going to another house, you're not going to a hotel, you're going to your car, you're going to live in your car. It's fun and scary. Okay. But as I go on now, my 5th year, 5 years living out of a car, I would say overall the experience has been fun. There's been moments of aggravation, extreme weather, the knocks on the door, the moving around, the pandemic. Look, if you live 5 years in your car, you're going to experience some things that are not fun. But you can apply that to anything in life. You buy a house, you rent a place. In the course of 5 years, there's going to be some things in life that just aren't fun. But like I always tell you, your best life is not a perfect life. It's a better life. And that's the sales pitch with putting effort into your life. Because the more effort and intention and structure and discipline you put into your life, the better it should get on average. Okay, and so what does that mean? That means less suffering, more fun. The more good things you have in your life and the less bad things, that's a better life, not a perfect life. And that can mean more fun. Okay, and so am I still having fun 5 years living in my car? Well, as those who watch my channel, you know that I'm a little bit at a point where I'm seriously considering a home base or some type of difference because, for me, again, I mainly want to be in Florida. And when you want to live in one area 90% of the year, it's hard to live in your car because you're moving around a very tight perimeter. And that can become exhausting, and it's like, why am I doing this? This isn't fun. But the part of living in my car that is still fun is the relief of responsibility. It's the lack of entanglement that I experienced for the first time in my adult life when I sold my house. Now, again, I want to caution you. I mitigated my risk by keeping a job, by having a savings account, and having exit strategies. Because I don't want to oversell living in your car and you let your lease expire, or you sell your house and you're living very destitute, and you don't have any other option if you need to get off the road. Okay? So be careful, especially low-income people, disabled people. If you are not able to live on the road, I want you to have an exit strategy. And I think that for low-income people, always say, try to hedge your bets maybe with a subsidized apartment as a home base, etc. Everyone's got their own situation. But, like I said, you don't even have to live out of your car full-time to have fun. Camping or part-time trips, they're fun. And they're also a little bit aggravating. But overall, the open road, when conditions are right, when the weather is relatively well, when the traffic is light, when you wake up and you feel renewed because you found an area where you can sleep properly without being harassed, or you're camping, it's legal. The biggest issue with living in your car is having a safe, legal place to park. That's your biggest issue. If you have that figured out, if you're staying with family, or you're staying on a friend's property, or you have a campground situation with a camping app, or just a campground that you're renting from, then once you've eliminated the safe, legal place to park, then guys, it's pretty good, but that's not an easy thing to eliminate. And also extreme weather. Those are your two biggest things that make living in your car not fun. Parking at a truck stop every night, especially if they don't want you there every night, or a gym, etc. Even if you can get away with it, when it's in the back of your mind and you have to fret about it, think about it, that's not a freeing life. It's a little worry, So when you have a place that you can park, it's safe and legal, it takes a big burden of the worry of living in your vehicle. So that's something individually you'll have to figure out. But like I say, on the right days, with the weather and with the lack of entanglements, lack of responsibility, a simple life, it's very fun. That part of it, no matter what, I have to oversell from the standpoint responsibly. Responsibly, I have to say, if you've mitigated your risk and you have exit strategies and you're honest with yourself and your situation, the part of living in your car is it's as free as possible in a first world country. Cars are very advanced machines that are basically a house on wheels. There's a lot of amenities. There's a lot of comfort to be snuggled up in your vehicle. Certainly, again, there's times of aggravation. Certainly, there's certain people that if they're raising a family, or if they're very social, they like to invite people over their house. Living in a car is not something that's fun to them. So a lot of it's individual and seasonal of life, of where you're at in life, okay? But it's not all bad. It's a lot of fun to live in your car, to have everything you own always with you. And the main thing that really makes it fun is there's a dream in your mind that a lot of options of life are open to you. Picking out a home base, it's open to you. It's like you're dating. Picking out maybe a new vehicle down the road, it's open to you. There's a lot of things that open up to your imagination, your creativity, that come from this lack of responsibility. However, it does get a lot of people in trouble, especially people who are a little delusional or disabled, where they are so infatuated, obsessed with that dream, that they don't balance it with reality, and they get caught into the sales pitch of living in your car, and they don't think of all the negatives, and they don't mitigate their risk, and it becomes too negative. Okay, so that's why I try to balance my message, so that I try to give you a fair, hopeful but cautionary tale of what living in your car is. Again, it's like if you don't have a good income, if you don't have good savings, good habits, good health, it can really turn to a nightmare, man. That's not fun. It's not fun when you feel like you have no options. But when everything is going good, like everything in life, yeah, that's fun, you know. I remember someone talking about a marriage. They were like, well, when it's good, it's good. And when it's bad, it's bad. You know, so, but, you know, to me, the part of living in your car, it's like you're not married. You're this free spirit. But I've also learned that a lot of free spirits that want to have fun, they get themselves in trouble because they don't have enough reality. You know, the free spirit mind has a lot of creativity, which is a blessing. And, you know, but they lack the structure and the discipline that keeps them going in wisdom. Remember, I love wisdom, or at least I try to keep wisdom as my goal, because it's not just science. It's not just logic. But it's also not just emotion. It's a balance of both. Wisdom is understanding and respecting, human emotion, intuition, and creativity. But it also understands and respects science, collecting data, studying it, realism. And so the marriage of emotion and science is wisdom. And delusion is the separation of the two. Never forget it. No, that's powerful. And I would say, look, if you can marry emotion and logic and have wisdom living in your car, an exit strategy, a discipline, a job, a goal, then it should be fun more than less. There's no guarantees, though. And hopefully this video helped you a little bit. If it did, click the thumbs up. Check out my playlist. I have thousands of free video documenting me living in my car all the way from 5 years ago. And I was living in the winter in New Jersey, in the summer in Florida, and traveling up and down the East Coast. I made videos of campgrounds. I have a 1,000 trail campground playlist. Check them out. Hopefully, again, my videos help you. Thank you to all my members. You want to be a member, click the blue join button. Leave a comment below. And I'll see you guys and girls in the next video. Thank you for watching.